Hello, welcome to Bored and Confused, where I review shows based on two criteria. One, was I bored? Two, was I confused? Today's show is The Balusters, produced by Manhattan Theatre Club and playing at the Samuel J. Friedman Theatre on Broadway. Now, before I get into this, please take a moment to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me grow this channel, see more theater, and make more videos. And we all love that, don't we? Yes, that's why you're watching. All right. This is going to be an off-the-cuff ramble because you guys seem to like that, but some of you are like, it's too long. So let me just give you a quick synopsis about this show. So The Balusters is a new play by David Lindsay-Abaire. This is his 7th premiere with Manhattan Theatre Club. This was a commission. The play is one act. It has an ensemble of 10 actors. All of them are excellent. The play is very funny and really well directed. The set design is great. I loved this play. Go see it. This is the only new play opening on Broadway that hasn't opened elsewhere previously, which is crazy this season. So Manhattan Theatre Club is doing important work, and even if this play wasn't great, I would say go support them because they are the only reason we're getting these new plays on Broadway by American writers. So go check this out. You have my endorsement. All right, so let's get into this a little bit more. This was a commission by Manhattan Theatre Club for David Lindsay-Abaire, who is a Pulitzer Prize-winning playwright for Rabbit Hole. But anyhow, let's talk about the Balusters. What is the Balusters? Is it a family with the last name Balusters? No, that is not it. A baluster is a piece of wood in a railing that can look fancy if it's in an old Victorian home, or it can just look straight like a pole if it's something modern and new. And so what is the Balusters about? Well, it's about this community of homeowners in a very upscale neighborhood where all the houses are Victorian, and this community organization addresses issues not only of safety, but it's also focused on keeping the neighborhood beautiful and maintaining its Victorian charm, which means that when someone replaces their railing to put in a handicapped accessible entrance and they don't use the proper balusters, someone might have an issue with it. And that someone is the character of Elliot Emerson, played by Richard Thomas, and he is the president of the board. There's also an issue with people not throwing away their dog poop properly. There's an issue with packages being stolen off of people's doorsteps. But the real inciting incident is when the character of Kyra Marshall, Anika Noni Rose, plays her, and she is new to the neighborhood organization. She's just moved in. She's got this beautiful house. Kyra has a concern that the intersection near her home is dangerous because the cars are ripping down the avenue because there was a stoplight that was put in a few blocks away, and it's rerouting the cars who want to avoid the stoplight, and it's dangerous to the kids. And she suggests they put up a stoplight or a stop sign or a speed bump or something. And it seems easy enough, but no, Elliot Emerson does not like that idea. He feels like stop signs were being an eyesore, and he wants to keep everything as it was. Okay, so then it just, these 10 people weigh in. It's really who's gonna win. It's a fight of wills. And that's really what the play is about. I've seen a few plays that have this similar, they take a bunch of wealthy liberals and put them in the same room together. And the playwright really shows us the hypocrisy. This one really focuses on the ridiculousness of microaggressions and pronouns. And it is very telling that in the play, they do not have any pronouns after the actors. But in the same breath, this cast, which is amazing, has every type of person. And they've all been curated by the president of the board who handles the real estate of the street. And he's kind of curated this liberal group of people that are representing all different racial, religious, sexual orientation across the board. So this is a large cast of 10 people. And my experience, let's start at the beginning of the play. Let's go back. I did the lottery on TodayTix, where you have to click really fast at 9 a.m. I didn't have a problem the first time I tried it. I got a ticket. It was $49. My seat was in the second to the last row in the orchestra, about midway across, which sounds like it would be a bad seat, but it's not, because the Samuel J. Friedman Theatre is very intimate, and you can sit anywhere in this theater and have a great seat. I love the mezzanine. It's got a really steep rake. The orchestra also has a nice rake, and second row of the back, and I had a great view. So get any seat in this theater, you're going to be good. So they were playing really loud music. And on the stage is this gorgeous set of this beautiful home with the living room, and then we can see the foyer on one side and then the dining room on the other side. It's been really well designed. It's got some paintings that suggest that a black family probably lives in this house. But the music they're playing is contemporary, kind of pop, hip hop music. And for me, it felt a little anachronistic because this looks like a very rich house. I wasn't quite sure what this music was doing for the play. And also the music was really loud. Comment below if you went to this play and thought the music was really loud. And I was just already getting annoyed by this. Now the set design is incredible. It's by Derek McLean. Beautiful set. I love realistic sets. This was perfect. Now once the play began, I was trying to figure out where we were. I even, in the dark, took the playbill out again to say, where is this? It doesn't say in the playbill, and I really wish it did. I will tell you where it is, so when you the play, you don't have to worry about it. It's set in a suburb somewhere outside DC or Baltimore. It's basically an esplanade of Victorian houses, very bougie neighborhood. It's called Vernon Point, and they formed a neighborhood association to keep everything beautiful in their neighborhood. So now you don't have to wonder like I did. Then the characters start coming in, and there's 10 of them, and they come in boom, 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 boom. And I was thinking, there's no way I'm going to be able to remember all these people. But after about 15, 20 minutes into the play, because the acting is so specific and the characters are so clearly written as different types, they're almost archetypes within the liberal community, I started to go, okay, I know exactly who each person is. I can't remember their names, but I know who they are. I recognize these people. And also, at first, I was also feeling like, I don't care about these rich people. I don't own a rich Victorian house. They all have flaws, so a lot of them are not super likable. But then, because the play's so funny, it won me over. I started to enjoy these characters. When this problem with the stop sign started causing all these problems, it was pulling me into the play. And I was laughing a lot. This ensemble, if there's a Tony Award for Best Ensemble, which there's not and there should be, they would have it. This is an excellent ensemble. And I could call out every name, but I want to call out Marylouise Burke, who has done quite a few plays with David Lindsay-Abaire. Maybe she's a sort of muse. She was in Fuddy Mears. She was in Kimberly Akimbo, the play, not the musical. She plays Penny, an octogenarian, the oldest member of this organization. I just loved her. Of all these characters, you just love her. She's so sweet. She's so wonderful. Give this woman a nomination for Best Supporting. Although any one of these characters deserves it, because they're all fantastic. The play has a great moment where they're holding a meeting later in the play and it's raining and thundering, and they just had a really funny bit where every time a line that was cutting someone would happen, the thunder would happen. So this show it's definitely a comedy. It has dramatic moments. It's also a satire of liberal elites, and it's just a lot of fun. One act, 900 minutes maybe. Had a great time, went on the ride, loved it. Now, left the theater beaming and wondering if this was my Eureka Day for this season, because if you watch these, you know Eureka Day from last year blew me away, and I love that play so much. And this play has a lot in common with those type of plays that skewer elite liberals. I'm thinking of Tracy Lett's The Minutes, which takes place in a city council, Eureka Day, which takes place in a preparatory school in California for young children, and the Thanksgiving play, which takes place in a liberal high school where they're putting on a play about Native Americans. And the Balusters fits in there. To me, it's not Eureka Day, The Minutes, the Balusters, Thanksgiving play. And the reason I don't rank this higher, despite really loving it, is it's a little bit heavy-handed. It's also, we're very aware of these 10 characters, that they're each representing a very specific demographic. You've got every race, you've got every creed, you've got every color, and if they're not represented by a character on the stage, we're probably going to talk about them, and a character is represented by someone elsewhere in the community. So it felt a little bit planned out. Watching the show, I didn't feel this. So I was not bored, I wasn't confused. I'm just being a little more critical because there's several plays that kind of tread similar territory. And what I loved about Eureka Day is that the antagonist in Eureka Day, the character played by Jessica Hecht, is unassuming, and you don't realize she's the antagonist till midway through the play. And even then, you still understand her and love her. And, that's the magic of Jessica Hecht, is she's just such a lovely character. But, you got an antagonist who was so multidimensional, and you understand why she's doing the things she do, but yet at the same time you do understand that she is wrong. Now in this case, I felt a little bit that the character of Kyra Marshall, played by Anika Noni Rose, she doesn't seem like a very flawed person. And then on the other side of that, we have Elliot Emerson, who is the old white guy who wants to keep everything exactly as it was, who really longs for the time when he was a child in the 1940s or 50s, when everyone was white, even though he doesn't really seem to register that. He really comes across just as kind of the bad guy. The old white dude is the bad guy in this play. And I'm just getting a little tired of that. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm a white dude, but it just seems like the obvious choice. That being said, these are nitpicks because watching this play, was I bored, was I confused? Let's cover that. No, I was not bored at all. The play is so funny. Everyone has a moment where someone else is criticizing someone else's privilege or digging into their liberal agenda. It's not the right word. Whether it be someone's association with PETA, or someone's relationship to the Holocaust, or someone's use of pronouns, or a white man feeling like he is having such a hard time now. So it really just hits all of those liberal points, and it's super timely, which I really appreciated, and which is why these playwrights who get commissions and go straight to Broadway, it's the only way we can get a timely play. You have to be a Pulitzer Prize-winning playwright who has a relationship with Manhattan Theatre Club and has your 7th show. Otherwise, struggling playwrights who are writing timely plays, they probably won't get produced for years, and then they're not timely anymore. I've not personally been on an HOA or a neighborhood association, but the Manhattan Theatre Club audience, they probably all belong to an HOA or some kind of neighborhood association. This show is for the Manhattan Theatre Club audience, a bunch of wealthy liberal people. So I appreciated that. Kenny Leon, I think, does a great job as the director in this play. It felt very smooth and seamless, although towards the beginning there were a few moments where a character would get up to go set a cup down on a table, even though there was a table right next to them, and I was like, why are they? Oh, because he doesn't. This play, it's challenging because otherwise you can just have people sitting in a couch and chairs at this meeting and not moving. So he used snacks and stuff being in the dining room to keep people moving around the space, which is very smart. I wasn't aware of the direction other than a few little times, which means it's good. And one other criticism I do have of this play, there's a very important moment that happens and you just see it coming a mile away. And it's satisfactory when it happens, but there's a few moments that you're like, okay, I saw that coming. So I would have rather been surprised, but there you have that. And something that did surprise me is there's a moment towards the end of the play when the character behaves in a kind of extreme way, which felt a little out of character. But if someone feels so passionately about something and they feel cornered, sure, I guess they can lash out in that way. And, when it happened, I went, okay, I don't know if I believe it, but I'm enjoying it. And among these rich folk, you do have one character of a housekeeper named Luz, who's from the Philippines. And we know from the very beginning that she's worked for some of these other families. And so we're just waiting. We know she's got some dirt and she's gonna spill it. And sure enough, it comes out later in the play. So a little bit of seeing things coming in this play. Okay, so I've said negative things, but let me get back to it. This is a great play. It's really enjoyable. One more thing I almost forgot. So the whole reason I was talking about the music at the beginning of the play being super loud and during intermission as well is then there's a part in the play where Elliot, he's reminiscing about how the neighborhood was in the 40s, and you could hear someone playing their piano drifting out of their house. And Kyra Marshall comments that, well, you can still hear music coming out of the houses. And he's like, yeah, but it's like this loud pop rap music. And I thought, oh, okay. Is that why Kenny Leon chose to play this loud music? Is he calling out old white guys who don't like loud pop rap music? Probably. I felt seen. Thank you. If you stuck along with my ramblings, sorry they're not more cohesive, but this is what you asked for. So go check out the Balusters playing at Manhattan Theatre Club. I think you're gonna have a great time. Like I said, the only place I know to get the discount tickets right now are on the TodayTix app. Morning of, 9 a.m. Get on, click the button. But I think you'll be able to grab a ticket. Please support this play. It's only a limited run, and this is going to be nominated for Best Play. I'm sure of it. So go see it now, because it might even win. And you're going to be like, oh, why did I get my ticket earlier? You have been told, you have been warned. Go get your ticket to the Balusters. All right, thanks so much. The next show we're going to be looking at is The Fear of 13, starring Adrian Brody. So I look forward to telling you all about that one at the next one. Bye.
Don't wanna drift away, wanna stay inside the play. Keep me engaged, keep me amused with what's in front of me, 'cause I don't wanna be bored and